Hi, I'm Laurie Carnatz. Welcome to my studio. As you can see, this is a real working studio filled with equipment, boxes and bags of clay, shelves full of commercial glazes, chemicals, and of course lots of finished and unfinished ceramics. I don't use a potter's wheel. Instead, I make my pieces using slabs or coils or the oldest method of all, pinching the clay into shape. I never use any commercial molds, stencils, or other store-bought patterns, and the drawings and carvings come straight from my left hand, which means each one, no matter how similar, will never be the same. As for the pottery, there's a bit of everything, from plates and bowls, vases and platters, to strictly decorative pieces. Here's a small burnished vessel that's been bisque-fired and is now ready for pit firing. Next to it is another piece waiting for its final polish with the black river rock in my hand. After that, it too will be ready for the kiln, then the pit fire. Now we have a red earthenware orb, hand-polished and carved, and fired very low so it retains its mirror-like finish. If you look closely at the top, you can see what the unpolished clay looks like. The other pot, burnished and painted with slip, was fired to full maturation, losing much of its gloss, but attaining a darker color and retaining a subtle sheen. Smoke and pit-fired pieces are very time-consuming but equally gratifying to make. To get the proper sheen, I spend hours polishing them with my collection of smooth stones. Done properly, a burnished pot has a mirror-like shine without any glaze. My burnished pieces go through 4 stages of polishing, beginning as soon as I've shaped the piece. I continue polishing over several days or a week as the piece dries, and do the final polish when it's bone dry. Bone-dry pieces are very fragile and scratch easily, but are ready for the kiln once that final shine is achieved. Each stage of polishing takes 2 or 3 hours, or more depending on the piece. Once polished, I smoke or pit fire them in a special kiln outside. Next, you'll see a selection of my burnished pit and smoke-fired works, which are similar to ceramics made by American Indians of the Southwest or the ancient civilizations of Central and South America. These pieces are strictly decorative. Note the different colors and shades you get from different types of pit or smoke firing. Sometimes it's subtle shades of gray, other times, depending on your fuel, you get pinks, oranges, and even blacks and blues. You can also do a black firing in which the entire pot turns a lovely shiny black. The fish vase you're about to see was made using a method called mishima, in which the carved outline of the fish is filled with a colored clay slip. It's then polished and smoke-fired. While I love burnishing pieces, I find it very relaxing. I also love working with glazes. Having spent a good many years living by the ocean, I have a penchant for fish, especially the edible ones like the snapper you just saw. Here is a cherry blossoms plate. To make these and any other detailed pieces, I first carve the soft clay with a pattern, which helps hold the glazes in place later. Then, after it's gone through an initial firing, I paint the pieces using multiple glazes. As you can see, my work is not limited to a single item type, but varies according to my mood. Upcoming is what I call my patchwork bowl. I like the effect of the multiple glazes, which add a water-like depth to the piece. Next, we have part of a set of carved, multicolored dishes and serving pieces I'm completing for a client. The mix and match makes for a colorful arrangement on the table. Of course, I also do traditional sets of dishes in the color of your choice, with or without a design. Some designs are complex. I once did an entire set of snapper dishes. I hope you enjoyed your tour of my studio. If you'd like a set of custom plates or anything else, contact me and let's see what I can do for your home or office. After all, this is all I do.